At the beginning of this course, I made you a promise. I said that by the end, you'd have something new, not a fact, not a formula, a new pair of eyes. Well, here we are. So today we don't open a textbook, we close it and we go test those eyes. An ordinary walk, an ordinary day, an ordinary town. And I'm going to show you that everything we spent 7 talks learning was never hiding in a book at all. It was out there the whole time, breathing, alive, in the most everyday corners of human life. I am Sadia Kibriya from Kotler Impact with the Azeemi Global Foundation. Let's see what you can see now that you couldn't before. The market, stalls, noise, color, that vendor there. The one with the crowd around him. Watch what he does. His ripest, reddest fruit sits right at the front, at the height of your eye, where the morning light catches it and makes it almost glow. The bruised ones are tucked behind. He's never read a marketing book in his life, but he knows in his bones what took us a whole talk to say, your product isn't the thing. It's the experience of the thing. And the first taste is always with the eyes. That's the marketing mix, alive in a pile of mangoes. Now the grocery store on the corner, feel what they've done to you here. You step in and warm, bread hits you, baking, right by the entrance, no accident. They want your senses awake before you've taken 3 steps. And the milk? The one thing nearly everyone came for? At the very back, so you must walk past 100 temptations to reach it. Every shelf, every height, every smell, arranged around one quiet question we now know by heart. How do people actually behave, and what do they really want? You used to just buy groceries here. Now you can see the invisible threads. Down this side street, a shop you might have missed, and behind the counter, him, the shopkeeper who's walked beside us this whole course, the one who knows your name, who reaches for your usual before you ask, who pauses to ask after your mother. In this one humble man lives everything we've learned. He's built trust. So you'll walk past 3 cheaper shops to reach his door. He's built a brand, not a logo, a feeling, the warm certainty of what it's like to be his customer. And he's earned the most powerful marketing on earth, word of mouth, because people don't just shop here. They talk about him. He remembers everyone. No budget, no advertisements, no strategy written anywhere. He has something rarer. He genuinely sees people. And in a world that mostly looks straight through us, being truly seen is the one thing we can never get enough of. The smallest shop on the street and the purest marketing in town. A family table where a grandmother is feeding the people she loves. She'd laugh if you called her a marketer. She'd think you'd lost your mind. She may be the finest one you'll ever meet. She doesn't ask the quiet grandchild in the corner what he wants. She already knows. His favorite dish is in front of him before he's said a word because she's spent years paying attention. She knows which one had a hard week and piles a little extra on their plate without a word. She never persuades anyone to eat. She just makes them feel so loved, so home, that eating becomes the most natural thing in the world. And here's the deepest lesson of our whole course. Sitting right there at that table, remember, people never buy the thing itself. Beneath every surface need lives a deeper human one. She understands this completely. She isn't serving food. She's serving belonging, comfort, the feeling of being cared for. The food is just how the love travels. She meets the need beneath the need. She never took a single class. She just paid attention with love. Strip everything else away, and that's the whole art. Music down the road, a wedding. This is marketing of the purest kind, the marketing of pure feeling. Think about every choice the hosts made. The food chosen to delight, the music chosen to move, the seating so the right people sit together, the lights, the flowers, the welcome at the door. None of it random. All of it designed to create one thing, an emotion strong enough that guests will carry it and talk about it for years. That's everything, isn't it? Understanding people deeply. The whole mix in harmony. A host serving every guest. Making each one feel like the most important person in the room. And word of mouth on a grand scale. Because what is a wonderful celebration, if not an event so good that everyone who came becomes a storyteller? The hosts weren't selling anything. They were crafting a feeling, and a feeling beautifully made is the most memorable thing a person can ever receive. A classroom window, a teacher, mid lesson. The subject is dry, difficult, the kind that makes young eyes glaze over. But watch her. She doesn't just recite it. She reaches for something those children already love. A game they play, a story they know, and connects the hard new thing to the familiar, loved thing. Their faces light up. It clicks. She understood her audience so deeply that she met them exactly where they already were and built a bridge from what they knew to what they needed. Every great teacher is a great marketer of ideas. And on the corner, a tiny food cart. One man, a few simple dishes. A line halfway down the street. No restaurant, no sign, no advertising. But taste his food and you'll understand there's one small, surprising, remarkable thing he does. A secret spice, a word of warmth, a generosity with portions, something you can't find anywhere else. And so people can't help but talk about him. Be remarkably good to people and they become your marketing, free forever. The smallest cart on the street, beating every fancy place in town on word of mouth alone. The market, the shop, the table, the celebration, the classroom, the street, and by now you may have noticed something. It was never just them, it's you too. It always was. The way you chose your words this morning to gently wake someone you love, the way a child negotiates brilliantly for 5 more minutes before bed, already a master of understanding what the other person wants. The way you and your friends decide where to eat, one of you painting the picture until everyone's convinced. The way you comfort someone in pain, reaching not for facts but for feeling, because you know instinctively that's where people live. Every persuasion, every kindness, every moment, you understood another human being and met them where they were. That was it. That was the whole thing. We don't do marketing once in a while. We're swimming in it every hour of every day, because it's simply the human art of understanding one another. And all of us are practicing it constantly. You always knew how. You were just never shown the name. Now stand still for a moment because I want to tell you the deepest secret of this course, the one I've saved for the end. Strip away the diagrams, the 4 Ps, the funnels, the jargon. Underneath every single thing we've learned together, there's one simple human truth. At its truest and its best, marketing is just this. Paying close, caring attention to other people, understanding what they truly need, and meeting that need with honesty and with generosity. That's all it ever was. And if that sounds less like a business technique and more like a form of love, quiet, practical, everyday love, then you've understood the most important thing I could ever teach you, because that's exactly what it is. The grandmother knew it, the shopkeeper knew it, the teacher and the vendor knew it. Care made practical, attention turned into action. Yes, this power can be twisted. We were honest about that all the way through. It can manipulate, take, feed on people's fears. That's its shadow, and it's real. But the shadow only proves how bright the real thing is. And that brightness is the entire reason the Azeemi Global Foundation and Kotler Impact place this knowledge in your hands freely, with nothing asked in return, because we believe that the more good and gentle people who understand this quiet art, who learn to truly see others in order to truly serve them, the warmer and kinder this whole world becomes. So this is where I leave you. You now hold something genuinely powerful, the ability to understand people, what they need, what they fear, what they long for, and to reach them. And the world is full of people who will use that power only to take. So here's my one quiet hope for you. Be one of the rare ones. Be the one who understands people in order to help them. Use your new eyes on the side of honesty, of generosity, of service, whether it's your work, your small business, your art, an idea you believe in, or simply the people you love. Go and meet their real needs with care. The world has more than enough hustle. What it's starving for is someone who genuinely sees. Here's your final practice, and it'll last you a lifetime. Tomorrow, walk through your ordinary day and simply count the marketing you see. The vendor, the shop, the menu, the friend, the child. Watch the invisible threads light up everywhere. Then ask yourself the only question that really matters. How can I add a little more honesty, a little more attention, and a little more generosity to my own small corner of it all? Answer that every day, and you won't just be a good marketer, you'll be a good neighbor to the whole world. Thank you, truly, for your time, your attention, and your trust. It has been the greatest privilege to be your guide. Now go out there and see, and having seen, go and serve.